Hi, I'm Michael Wesley. I wrote this book, HELPEM FREN, because I regard the intervention into Solomon Islands between 2003 and 2017 to have been one of the most extraordinary foreign policy initiatives undertaken by Australia. And yet by the time I started writing it back in 2015, it was in big danger of being completely forgotten about in the public consciousness. I was very lucky in that the Secretary of the Department of Foreign Affairs and Trade, Peter Varghese, gave me permission to look at still classified documents and diplomatic cables that documented the progress of the intervention. The first part of the book deals with Australia's Pacific policy, really dating back to the 1880s. And the policy that was inherited by the government of John Howard, and that John Howard and his Foreign Minister Alexander Downer completely upturned in 2003 when the violence and the criminality and the ethnic fighting that had engulfed Solomon Islands motivated the Solomon Islands Prime Minister, Sir Alan Kemakeza, to write to John Howard to say, please help. And so what had been a policy of fairly arm's length engagement on Australia's part, very wary of post-colonial sensitivities, very wary of any overtones of becoming too involved, suddenly Australia was contemplating a major intervention that was to last for 14 years. Thousands of troops, hundreds of police, dozens and dozens of civil administrators. And in a period in which we've seen completely disastrous interventions, such as the intervention into Iraq in 2003, the intervention into Afghanistan that ended so chaotically last year, the Ramsay intervention was remarkably successful. It completely eradicated violence and criminality in its early phases. It worked on reconstructing the police and the justice system. It worked on getting the public finances back in order and strengthening the institutions of governance. And so I think, Honiara today is a very, very different city than it was back before Ramsay intervened back in 2003.